Hello, young scholars. This is going to be your last, I don't think I'd even call it a lecture, just your last video before the AP exam in 2020. What a year it has been, certainly different for everyone involved. I'd like to begin by saying I'm proud of you all during this experience. I know that it's not ideal. There's nothing I wish more than being able to see you all in my classroom and kind of give you a pep talk in person, but clearly that's not possible. So this video will have to suffice. So this video is just going to be a couple final reminders before you take the AP exam tomorrow. So some logistics. You are likely watching this video on Monday. I'm posting it on Sunday, so you may be watching it right when I post it, or maybe you'll be doing the last thing Tuesday morning. But the AP exam is Tuesday, May 19th at 1 o'clock. You will need to log in by 12:30. And this is not just to make sure that you're there and ready and prepared to go when the exam starts, but there is actually some things that you need to do before the exam begins at 1 o'clock. There are some security protocol that you need to take care of before the exam. So make sure that you're logging in at 12:30 and getting ready. You're going to need a couple of things when you log in. You will need your 8-digit AP ID number, and you can find that in a couple of places. One easy place to find that is if you log into the College Board with your account, you should be able to find your AP ID. And then also the College Board sent an email to you that includes your AP ID. I believe they sent that email to you on May 4th, but I'm not 100% certain on that. It should also be included with the email that you receive with your e-ticket. You will need your e-ticket for the exam, and that is emailed to you as I'm recording this, Sunday, May 17th. I don't know if it's already been emailed to you or not, but it's supposed to come in your inbox Sunday, May 17th. So be on the lookout for that e-ticket as well. So some reminders before you take the test. First of all, make sure you're getting some sleep. You want to make sure that on Monday night, and if you're watching this tonight on Sunday night, you're getting to sleep at a regular hour, not at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It's certainly not worth staying up all night cramming for the test. That's not going to help you. Make sure that you set an alarm so that at 12:30 you're ready to go and you don't find yourself out mowing the lawn or something and losing track of time. Some of you, maybe your sleep schedule's off and you're not even waking up till 1 p.m. Make sure you set an alarm so that 12:30 p.m. you are logging in to get ready for the test. Make sure you are prepared with where you are going to take the test, whether that be at the kitchen table or sitting at a desk in your bedroom or wherever it may be. Make sure that you have that work area ready for you to take a test, and tell your family to give you some space, to give you some time, to not bug you during that kind of 45-minute test window from 1 until about 1:45, 2 o'clock or so. Make sure you have your power cable for your laptop with you, and I would just go ahead and plug it in so you don't have any battery issues. Turn your phone on Do Not Disturb. If you want to have some psych notes out in front of you, that's okay. Do keep in mind that you probably shouldn't be trying to fiddle through an entire year's worth of notes. I think that's just going to waste some time. But if you want to have a couple of things in front of you, maybe some notes over research FRQs, the most recent lectures that I gave, that's not a bad idea. And then have your computer physically ready for the test as well. As a reminder, you will not be able to type directly into the College Board website. They have a few different ways that you can submit answers. You can handwrite, take a picture, and submit it. But I will tell you, there have been a lot of issues the first week of AP testing with students trying to submit pictures. So I would not recommend you handwriting this FRQ unless you absolutely have to. Another option for you is to type up your answer in a Word document, save it, and upload the Word document. You can certainly do that if you're used to saving files and uploading them to emails and things like that. But if that's kind of clunky for you, then the third option, what I think is probably the best, easiest option, is you type your FRQ in a separate document. Maybe that's a Word document or a Google Doc. Then you copy all of that text and simply paste it into the website. That is what I recommend that you do. I think that's the easiest. It takes the least amount of time. But you want to have that ready. So have a Google Doc open or a Word document open, ready to go, so that you can toggle back and forth or do a split screen with the FRQ and the Word document at the same time. And then finally, remember that while you're taking the test, you can't use Internet Explorer for your browser. So if you're used to using that, Google Chrome is what is recommended, but they do say that Edge, Firefox, Safari, those all work as well. You just got to stay away from the Internet Explorer. During the test itself, relax, take a couple deep breaths, activate that parasympathetic nervous system, right, which calms your body back down. You're going to be fine. You've been working hard all year. You've prepared. Make sure that you are relaxed. Take your time. We have practiced 25-minute FRQs all year long. That first FRQ, you get 25 minutes plus 5 minutes to submit. The second FRQ, you get 15 minutes plus 5 minutes to submit. We have worked on this pacing all year. You're going to be okay. Now, that said, if you are trying to look up every single term, just keep in mind that that does take time to do. So you need to be a little aware of the clock if you're doing those things. Don't copy paste anything, nothing at all. If you look up a term on Wikipedia, you look it up online, if you have any kind of source in front of you, a Barron's book, a textbook, you name it, a Quizlet, do not copy paste. It will get flagged, you will get caught, you will get a 0, and it is reported to the colleges. So everything you type has to be your own work. Also, there is talk out on the internet world of some students having like Google Docs opened up and they're trying to share information during the test. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You spend almost $100 on this test. Do your own work. You'll be just fine. Remember, your FRQ needs to be a cogent argument, meaning it is an impactful, complete, full answer that looks at the application part of the FRQ. And so some of you in these review FRQs have been submitting incomplete work. You just say the dependent variable is this, and that's it. You have to not only have complete sentences, but it needs to be strong enough to answer the question. So make sure you have a complete cogent argument. Take your time with it and make sure that it is fully supported. The one feedback that I give more than anything is I write expand on these FRQs. So make sure you have a cogent argument in complete sentences. And then while you're taking the test, if you run into any issues at all, your first instinct may be to contact me. I can't be in contact with you during the testing window. So from 12:30 until 2 on Tuesday, I'm not going to be in contact with you at all. If you email me, you're not going to hear anything back. So if you have any issues while taking the test, you need to contact Dr. Singletary ASAP. I have his contact information in this slide. It's not a bad idea to just write it down, put it on a Post-it note. Hopefully you don't need it. But if you do need it and you've got 3 minutes before you're supposed to submit, you don't want to be looking around for it. So have that available to you. Remember to don't hit the back button and don't hit refresh. There were some issues with students submitting. Again, mostly that was with pictures. If you have an issue with submitting, they have worked out a new problem solving where when it's all done, I believe they allow you to email, but don't fall back and rely on that. Hopefully everything goes as planned. And then after the test, you do need to wait 2 days before talking about the test. So wait 48 hours, and then if you want to email me about the FRQ, you're free to do it at that point. After 48 hours, they will publish the FRQ, so at that point, I will know what it is. You will know what the FRQ is before I do. Avoid going online. Don't go on Twitter or Reddit or whatever and post memes and questions about the FRQ. You just want to avoid all of that. The College Board is notorious for looking for those things and canceling scores. After the AP test, there's not a lot for our class left. There's going to be 2 things on Schoology that I want you to complete. I want you to complete what's called the event of closure, which you're probably doing that for all of your classes. It's just a real short survey. It should only take you 10 minutes or so. And then I will have the grade promotion available as well. Keep in mind that with the grade promotion, I look at the full year and I look at your work throughout the whole year. If you have a bunch of note cards that were missing, if you didn't participate much in class, if you never came to see me, if you never emailed me questions, there's a chance that grade promotion won't get passed. But if you have been highly dedicated, you've worked really hard, you've done everything you can, and just the grade is just not quite where you want it to be, go ahead and apply for a grade promotion, and we'll just kind of see what happens. Both of those, the grade promotion and the event of closure, will be available on Schoology by Wednesday morning. Next week, you will, or perhaps later this week, you're going to be coming up to Park Hill to return your laptops, I imagine. And I ask that if you checked out an AP Psych textbook, I know that some of you did, and if you borrowed one of my Green Barons review books, I know that some of you did, I would ask that you return those as well. I do need those back, so just make sure you bring those back to the school when you bring your laptop up. The AP scores are sent to students the second week of July. And so you just get, at this point, it's the waiting game. And the second week of July, you'll get an email that kind of tells you how you did. Don't ever put all of your value on that one number. Some of you are going to get a 5 on this test. Some of you are going to get a 1 on this test, and then everything in between. And that's okay. You've worked hard. Hopefully you've learned some things, and know that I will never place the value of you as a student on a single digit number. I simply won't. And then finally, when you're done, find some way to treat yourself. I say this every year. I'm a Parks and Recreation fan. If you like Parks and Rec, that show, treat yourself. It's a little more difficult in 2020. You can't necessarily just go get ice cream or go to the movies or something, but try to figure out some way to treat yourself after a year of really hard work. So again, I'm proud of you. Best of luck on your test, and good luck.